I know I got cut off when I went to adjust the volume, but I can add the second part of the video on my one upload. But anyway, my prediction for this fight is real simple. We can look at the career of both fighters. Of course, the age and experience goes to Lomachenko, two-time gold medalist, even though he only has 15, 16 fights, maybe 17 fights, depending on whether it's 16-0 or 16-1 or 15-1. The bottom line is he's a three-division champion. It doesn't matter how quickly he ascended or not. His list of opponents that he has faced overshadows anything anybody under 147 pounds has done in the past couple of years. He's faced champions, he's beaten champions, he's a champion. Whether you count the franchise belt that he carries or the belt that was a title that was basically, and it wasn't vacated, but Devin Haney was an interim. He was upgraded to full champion once he became franchise. Loma became franchise. So ultimately, whether it's considered undisputed or not is up to debate for some. To me, it's not undisputed because Devin Haney is recognized as the WBC champion. So, long story short, there's three belts on the line: WBO, IBF, WBA. And prior to the WBO being recognized, it would have been a undisputed, of course. He had the WBC title, but since he's franchised, which is some duck Devin Haney or put Devin Haney on the back burner type of situation, whatever you want to call it, he's not undisputed. But for all intents and purposes, the individual who wins this fight will be recognized as the man to beat at lightweight. Bottom line. So said that to say this. My prediction is going to be short and sweet. I want to give you three things to look at, three quick aspects of how I came to my decision. I watched Tony Atlas, I watched the relay, I watched Fanon, and Showbiz the Adult. Showbiz the Adult. So look, this is what I'm going to say is going to happen in the fight. Lopez has impressed me by being able to back his words up, become a world champion. Hats off to you. Hats back on. Now it's time to put on your grown man pants and step up to what you wrote a check. Now it's time to see can you cash it. Do I think he can cash the check? I'm watching basketball. It's bouncing all over the place. I don't think that he can walk the walk and talk the talk. Richard Comey made one of the most fundamental mistakes that any fighter can make. You don't punch with a puncher. You don't hook with a hooker. You don't box with a boxer. And he walked right into a punch that Lopez threw from the back of his neck all the way forward. He tried to throw the overhand right at the same time, and Lopez got there first. Now, was it a lucky punch? Was it a natural reaction from his diligent training? Or was the fact that Lopez looked good because Comey looked so bad? Well, the only way to answer that is to wait till tomorrow night. My take, my opinion, like the man really says, and you hear it, so I guess you want to hear it. It wasn't a lucky punch. It was a punch that he set up from the beginning of the rounds. He kept jabbing, and then he threw on the right. Jabbing, coming over the top. That's what he does. Every fight he has, he has at least thrown that same punch 3 or 4 times. Just by this particular time, Comey didn't know any better, just like when Manny Pacquiao fought Floyd. You don't come straight down the line with someone that boxes as smooth and slick as Floyd Mayweather. You come in from angles and side to side. Comey didn't do that. He got hit, he got stopped. What surprises me the most is everyone thinks that Comey and Loma is on the same level. That he's going to get knocked out by a guy named Lopez just because the boy can punch. I remember, and I'm going to be straight honest, when I first saw him lose to Salido, for whatever reason, even though I think he was robbed, and on top of it was a dirty fight Salido fought. When I first saw that fight and saw how he actually looked like he was winning the fight after all this big weight gain, all these low blows, all this, everything was against him, and he still, in my opinion, won the fight, even though he didn't get the decision. I watched him progress and moved up and won some fights against some good fighters. I didn't think he was going to win the fight when he moved up and weight the first time. I didn't think he was going to win the fight when he moved up to fight the second time. When he fought Linares, I said, okay, I'm going to keep it a buck. If he beats Linares, I'll take him seriously. He got knocked down, Let's again stand in front too long. And maybe that was a good thing that it happened then, because now against Lopez, he'll know what not to do. He's going to know that you don't stand and straight down the line and be flat-footed and stand there too long with a guy who can punch like that. So that's going to be a benefit to him in this fight. But long story short, he got up and stopped Leonardis. Say what you want about Leonardis, he was a WBA and ring lightweight champion and basically considered the man to beat a lightweight, and he knocked him out. A guy who they say is not big enough to be a lightweight, he's actually a featherweight or a super featherweight. But either way, the cookie crumbles. He has 3 belts at lightweight. Now, I don't care what you say about Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney or Tank Davis or Gamble or any of these other guys out there. If it was easy to do, they would have pulled it off by now. So give him credit for having done that. A guy who really basically 26, 130 pounder, who's at 135 pounds now and getting ready to go into a fight that's history making. So we have seen stuff from Lomachenko we haven't seen from other fighters. This is where I'm getting to, long story short. We've seen guys like Lopez before. Young, strong, fast, can punch. They have the marquee good looks. They have the package. But there's something about Lomachenko that they call him the Matrix. There are things about him that we've never seen fighters do before. And I am not going to sit here and say a man who can just throw an overhand right or a hook can stop that. He didn't fight that Tashiri. He didn't stop a couple other guys he fought. So my question is, why is that all of a sudden he's going to go and knock out Lomachenko? They said the same thing about Errol Spence. Oh, he's going to knock out Sean Porter. Don't nobody knock out no Sean Porter. You can't even look good against Sean Porter. In that fight, Sean Porter pressed the action. He stayed in his chest. He made him fight when he didn't want to fight. Yeah, he got caught with that one punch, and in my opinion, won the fight for Errol. But outside of that, Sean Porter did what he wanted to do in that fight. So now the big super monster at welterweight, is he really a monster? Or was he just fighting competition made him look like a monster? I flash back to Mark Breland when he was coming up in the welterweight ranks. When he won the WBA welterweight title. When he was fighting Korean fighters and European fighters, that just every time he hit him with his right hand and his hook, his leg, it was an axe. But when he got in there with these guys who were pretty good fighters, decent fighters, he shouldn't have a problem. He got stopped. He got beat up. Ronald Starling beat the brakes off him. Came back and got a draw on a rematch, but the point was all this super awesomeness, he's a big super puncher, was negated by a fighter who could take a punch. When Lopez, Terrafimo, I can't get it, but the name is, I'm so upset I can't even think straight. When Lopez gets in that ring and finds out his Sunday punch, his Saturday punch, or his Monday punch is either not going to land or it's not doing him any good against Lomachenko, what's he going to do next? We know what Loma can do. He can box. He can punch. I don't think anybody out there is crazy enough, no matter what the odds are, to think that Lopez could actually outbox Lomachenko. It's not going to happen. Canelo was going to never outbox Floyd. We knew that. Julio Cesar Chavez couldn't outbox Pernell Whitaker. We knew that. But the bottom line is he has a puncher's chance. Of course. Sure. He has a puncher's chance. But based on what I've seen and what I feel myself, we're about to see a 12-round glorified sparring session. Floyd Mayweather said it best. When you have a fighter that does something well, his gift is to take it away from him. Take that one thing away from him, his ability to land power punches. Let's see what Lopez is made of after that. Because we know, bottom line, even if he can't knock Lopez out, he can box circles around him with no problem. And he may even stop him. I'm good. Positive. I'm good to go. Waitress asked me if I want more tea. I remember at the Huddle House here on West 7th Street, one of my favorite spots in the whole wide world. Get a quick little good meal and lunch. But bottom line, and I'm going to keep it all the way a buck, I'm feeling that Teofimo Lopez, he's going to have a couple of rounds where he's going to look pretty good. And then he's going to trace that matrix. I think the best thing for Lomachenko to do is to stay close to him, give him angles, the side to side, the body shots, uppercuts, because you know Jamel Charlo just knocked out a guy who could punch with a body shot. A lot of times, little small, simple things. And it wasn't, to me, no fixed fight. The guy got hit in the body, probably got caught in between breaths. I seen Oscar De La Hoya get shut down by Bernard Hopkins with a body shot. I do believe Linares got knocked out by Loma with a body shot. A guy who's actually bigger and stronger. Someone trying to call me while I'm doing my live show. So, bottom line is, I think that the outcome of this fight is going to be Lomachenko by unanimous decision. It's going to be 8 rounds, maybe to 4, or maybe even 10-2. But I think Lopez, whether he wins, loses, or draws, is going to be exciting as a 140-pound fighter. I look forward to seeing what he's going to do down the road. And he, win, lose, or draw. I'm not going to knock him as a fighter. He's a good fighter. He's the type of fighter that is going to bring up the best in Lomachenko. But remember the Nicholas Waters fight. I thought he was going to lose to Nicholas Waters. I really, truly did. And that Martinez guy, I honestly thought he was going to lose that fight. He stopped him, knocked him out. I'm like, what? Nicholas Walters. I'm trying to do a live show, and so everybody in the mama wants to call me all of a sudden. But Nicholas Walters, he made Rigondeaux quit. Rigondeaux, even though he was a lot smaller, he was still an undefeated world champion. So he's making these guys quit because he took away the one thing they do best, and they couldn't cope, they couldn't handle it. So in my opinion, I'm going to get ESPN. I'm going to get it set up tonight. So tomorrow for the live stream, I'm going to do a Show Busy Adults going to do a live stream. I believe Blue Blood is going to be doing a live stream. So we're all going to be able to have something going as we're blow by blow, round by round. I was really encouraged that he had the Charlo fight. Showbiz was giving us updates round by round on the Charlo fight. I was sitting on pins and needles. And, of course, Charlo came out on top. I really enjoyed watching the replay. And like I say, with this fight, I'm looking forward to seeing history in the making. We're going to have a almost undisputed. We haven't had an undisputed lightweight champion since Pernell Whitaker in 1994. So that's how far back this goes. I had a daughter, my middle daughter, Sabrina, was born in 93. So to let you know just how long she's grown on, she's like 27 with 2 babies of her own. So to let you know just how far back this goes. I would discuss some of the other fights coming up. We got Anthony Joshua Pulev, which is get out of the way fight. I was very impressed with, and I gotta be honest, I had no idea that in this fight here, the heavyweight fight that's coming back around again, it's crazy. Dillian White actually got knocked out in his fight with Povetkin. I did not see that coming. I thought Povetkin was a washed-up relic from a bygone era. He was good, but he never was really great. And I never really thought he was that good of a fighter. He was, basically good at everything, but nothing outstanding about him. But that goes to show you what I mentioned in the Lomachenko fight. Just because he's older, just because he's smaller, just because he doesn't have as big as a name or as flashy as a delivery with his punches, doesn't mean he's not a threat. He's not doing White smooth out. And there was flashes of it in Oscar Reba's fight. He was starched with a shot. He looked like he was, He got up, but he looked like he was hurt pretty seriously. And, of course, he'd been stopped by Joshua before. So, we honestly and truly, anything can happen in the heavyweight division. Anything can happen in boxing, period. But I'm pretty sure, I'm very, very confident that Lomachenko, and what really, truly got me, when I saw the boy crying on the behind the scenes of the documentary of this fight, upcoming fight, Lopez and his father's situation is not as like Loma and his father's situation. And at the weigh-in, when Lomachenko got up under that rope and stepped up on him and looked him in his face, he took a little bit of that boy's heart. This is like Floyd Mayweather say, these are some hot lights. What are you gonna do up under these lights? What are you gonna do when it gets hot? What are you gonna do when I got a cut or I got a hit in the body or and my legs giving out? Oh my goodness! Even though there's some fans there, what's he gonna do? Like Hogan used to say, when Lomachenko and the Matrix come for you. I'm at 14 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to make it. I read it 15 minutes, so I can probably get it upload at YouTube with no problem. So my prediction is Lomachenko unanimous decision. I'll probably do separate videos of some of these other fights that are coming up. Nothing really, I haven't done videos because I've seen some decent fights and nothing really got my goat. But I wanted to come out of retirement for this one. Lomachenko is going to make it happen.